Hey church, it's Pastor Geoffrey with the weekly video blog for the coming weekend, which is September 27th and 28th. Here we are, it's the last weekend of September, and it is Wednesday at the office, and I wanted to give you some updates on what the activities are for this week. This evening, we are going to have our fellowship meal at 6 p.m. as normal and get together. And then after that, we're going to have our Ruth Bible study. We are covering Ruth chapter 4. That is the last chapter in the book of Ruth. So we'll review Ruth chapter 3 and go on and finish up the book of Ruth. It's been a wonderful study, only 4-week study, but a lot of good information in there that we can use and apply to our daily lives. So I look forward to seeing you guys tonight at the church. Tomorrow morning at the church in the fellowship hall, 10 a.m., the ladies will be together for the first session of Bible Study Fellowship, BSF, and that study session is on the exile and return. And that's going to be a great study for the ladies, and I hope you guys are getting involved and looking forward to that study. I believe starting with the book of Ezekiel. That's a wonderful book and a very interesting first couple of chapters. If you're part of that study, Kat will be there looking and waiting for you at 10 a.m. If you're not part of that study, if you haven't signed up, a great time to get signed up, ladies, and get involved with that study and join in. So definitely make that a plan for you if you want to dive a little bit deeper into those books of the Bible, one of which we're covering from the pulpit, the book of Daniel, and we'll hear about that a little bit later on. But before we get to Sunday's service, we're going to have some Saturday activities as well, and the men are going to get together on Saturday morning for a breakfast in Bible study that will happen on a monthly basis. So we'll get started this Saturday morning. The book we're going to study is called The Quest for Character. The Quest for Character, a book by John MacArthur. And so I've got some books. Men, if you want to join in and be a part of that, you can come on down for breakfast, 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. And we're just going to get ourselves going in the book. First couple of chapters in the book. It's a very easy book to read. It's a very small book. It's going to be more conversation than it is book study. But this idea of quest for character is really important. Men need to display excellent character as guides to their family, for their children, for their grandchildren, for their great-grandchildren. All believers are on this pathway to excellent character, and so we're going to dive into that as men, be able to share some things together as men, and then grow together as we continue to all go on this quest for character. And then we're going to move into Saturday evening, and it is the last Saturday of the month, and we're going to have our family movie night, which we do in the fall and in the winter when we have an opportunity to do that. And the movie at 6 p.m. on Saturday night is called Do You Believe? And so we're going to get together there at 6 p.m. on Saturday night. We're going to have a movie. We're going to have some popcorn and some refreshments and some candies, etc. Great time just to get together, watch a movie together as a family. It's usually very uplifting for me, and I enjoy seeing you all there in the fellowship hall. So make that a part of your Saturday evening activities if you want to join in for that. And then we get into Sunday morning, and we are in our fourth message from the book of Daniel. We're going to dive into the beginning part of Daniel chapter 2 with a message entitled The King's Forgotten Dream. And Daniel, it says in chapter 1, was given the ability to interpret dreams, to have visions and get interpretations. And we're going to see the first example of that in Daniel chapter 2, when his whole crew is under threat of execution because the king wants his dream translated, and he doesn't get anybody to do that until Daniel steps to the table. So we're going to do an introduction to this dream, and then the following week we're going to do Daniel's reveal of the interpretation of the dream. So 2 messages from Daniel chapter 2 coming this week and next. And so those are the activities for the coming week. And I hope you guys are having a great week, and I look forward to seeing you at the church. Love you guys.